Hello everyone. Let us see the status of pharma companies in view of Trump's uh, repeated threats against pharma companies of foreign origin in US. According to US FDA's own data, 40% of the drugs consumed in US come from India. There are three companies which are at the forefront of the pharma invasion of USA. They are Sun Pharma, Ranbaxy, and Glenmark. Ranbaxy is one of the oldest drug companies. It was charged with low quality and then fined $500 million in 2013. So nowadays Ranbaxy has become a beating stick which was to beat Indian pharma companies, even though most of the pharma companies don't fall into that category. Okay, in 2015 the manufacturing issues of FDA were more there. Okay, now Donald Trump, 2017, it is Donald Trump who has become a big hurdle. And the Trump effect is in the very first press conference after taking charge as president. Trump lashed out at the pharma industry, which sent stocks of Indian drug companies into a tailspin on the next day. Our drug industry, what he said was, our drug industry has been disastrous. They are leaving left and right. They supply our drugs, but they don't make them here to a large extent. And the other thing we have to do is create new bidding procedures for the drug industry because they are getting away with murder. So Indian pharma factories in US, what are they? In Sun Pharma has got factories in Jersey, two factories in New Jersey, one in Philadelphia, one in Detroit, one Brampton, Canada, one Wilmington, Chicago. And Lupin has got two factories at Somerset in New Jersey. Cipla has got a factory in Long Island. Dr. Reddy's have got two factories at Shreveport and New England. So Indian pharma has successfully entered physically into USA and is manufacturing drugs worth $15 billion. 15 1 year. So there are, of course, challenges in base and customer business. The market share is linked to getting new business. So they have to split up while understanding into market share and market supply. Sun Pharma gets 45% of its revenue from US. It posted a 5% drop in net profit to 1472 crore in the quarter ended December 2016. Now, what are the risks that are there for Indian pharma companies? Trump's aim may be to reduce drug prices. If he wants to reduce drug prices, then no one else except Indian companies which give him affordable generic medicines. So that make in America and then border tax will be of useless talk. If they want really affordable generic medicines, only Indian companies can. Indian companies like Sun, Dr. Reddy's, they have, of course, already have US FDA factories in America. 6 Indian pharma companies are under investigation by US Department of Justice for cartelization of drug prices. And the cartelization is a big issue. If it is proved, then the companies have to quit America. But US Big Pharma has been putting pressure on India to amend its patent laws, which subsequent Indian governments have refused. So they are trying both ways. They are trying to use the US FDA to build up false charges against Indian pharma companies, and they are trying to pressurize Indian government to stop Indian companies from producing generics. This is a two-way double-tongue effect of the big American pharma companies. Okay, the US drug companies have got 4% increase last year. And what Dr. Reddy says, we continue to face headwinds for our US business, delay in approvals for major launches, and erosion of the base business. So this is a very strategic, planned way in which Indian drug companies are being discriminated against in USA. Okay, but some companies have increased the prices, not increased the prices, and stopped increasing prices, or stopped superinflating generics. Okay, so now what exactly is the Indian Pharma Alliance doing? We have an Indian Pharma Alliance, a lobby group, which lobbies on behalf of Indian drug companies. So now what they are saying is that bureaucracy in the US advises China and India. Okay, and then they say that China and India should not be antagonized. The Trump administration would be hard on India. Okay, because China is more powerful. So in fact, Indian drug companies save around 80 billion for the US companies in healthcare expenditures. Uh, okay, so that I think it should be put up when our Modi sir goes to meet Trump. It should be one of the major things that he should put up. Now, next is the question of IPR bully, intellectual property rights. The macro worries around IPRs is this old sore point between US and India. US Trade Representative keeps on lecturing on intellectual property rights on India, especially with regard to bulk drugs. And we continue to refuse it. Okay, but the new administration, Trump administration, I don't know how it will, what it will stand it will take. So trips and trims are going to be real problem for India. Now, what are the unknowns on trips and trims? The Trump aim is to reduce drug prices, and one way will be it will benefit Indian makers of affordable generic medicines. Okay, then Indian pharma will be the best ally of. But if the Trump administration allies with the top medical companies, drug companies in America, pharma lobby in America, then he'll target Indian companies over IPR and try to send them out or at least stop them from exporting to America. So Glenmark is again on its plans to build manufacturing units in US. So that's one of the methods. If you can't face them, then join them. So Russia, they want to open up. So the best idea would be for Indian companies to open manufacturing units in US. Thank you for watching.